Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to introduce our enrichment toy of the month for December. It is this dog puzzle that has a squeaking element, so we'll see how that goes with my dog Mutsusami here, down there. How to use it is pretty simple. These pieces move around and the dog kind of shifts them so that each piece has the opportunity to move. I can't even do it, but I think a dog can. It's very similar to the watermelon toy that we had a couple months ago and kind of the same sort of mechanisms. The difference is that it has this button on the top. And it doesn't actually do anything to the puzzle, but my dog does seem engaged with the sound, so we'll see how she likes it. Sorry, what's that? Come on. After using it, I noticed that some of the pieces actually like get stuck because this piece gets sort of like lodged underneath it. If that happens, your dog can get frustrated. So, I mean, I always say watch your dog when they're doing toys. If it's a toy that they do all the time, right, like you can give it to them and walk away. But definitely look out for if this isn't functioning. It's at a pretty low price point, so sometimes things get lodged. You just have to sort of like put it back together. That's okay. Remember, it's for a dog, so you know they don't really care if it's functioning exactly how it's supposed to, but definitely make sure that something's not stuck and they're getting frustrated with it. This button doesn't do anything, but it did get her excited about it. My other dogs all looked too, like everybody was kind of like, what's squeaking? That's cool. But it doesn't actually change any of the functionality of the puzzle, so it'd be interesting to see puzzle that actually integrates that sound into the puzzle, but this is just kind of like a superficial mechanism. All in all, I think Mutu really liked it. This is a good one because they don't have to use their paws too much. They can just nose it around and they can get it quite easily. So yeah. Another thing that I like is that these have like, you can kind of see through it, right? They're little cutouts, and so she could see the chicken, she could smell it really well, and so she got like really excited for it. So this seems to be pretty good for small dogs, medium dogs, and maybe a larger dog, but it is really easy to pick up and move around and chew. So I suggest putting some double-sided tape on the bottom if your dog likes to pick things up and maybe try to flip it over or maybe try to eat it. I would stick it to the ground. This is dishwasher safe, but I would put it on the top shelf. Always don't put things on the bottom shelf because they can easily melt. It might be difficult to clean just because the pieces move, so I might actually use a brush and clean it out first with some soap and then put it in the dishwasher, but that's totally up to you. Just make sure that you get all the pieces out so it doesn't get disgusting and have bacteria on it, which can be bad for our dogs, of course. Nobody wants to eat leftover icky food. There's always limitations to puzzle toys. Your dog might not like it. This one is pretty easy. It's level 1, so they might get it really easily. I've had a lot of people ask me lately if it actually does anything because their dog figures it out right away and they get the treats right away. I always tell them you can try different treats that are harder to get out. You could use a couple puzzles together to kind of increase the time. You can freeze it so that they have to lick it out. But also if your dog is coming to it, they're wagging their tail, they're excited, they're engaged in it, it's working, right? We want these to be lasting for longer so that our dogs use the brain for a bit longer. But regardless, if you put their treats in it, instead of handing them a treat, right, they're using this puzzle and they're engaged a little bit longer, they get excited, they might like this little squeak. And so, right, we should never say like, is this a waste of time? Because your dog is enjoying it. If they don't seem interested in it or they seem frustrated with it, maybe it's not working. But if they're tail wagging and they're getting the treats, then yes, it is working. Remember, always get your dog as many puzzles as possible. We'll see you in January, and reach out if you have any questions or comments for us about this month's enrichment of the month. Bye.